Could the recent Gaza protests be the catalyst that changes the world's perception of the Israel-Hamas conflict? This question hangs in the air as we delve into the unfolding of these dramatic events. In the early days of April 2024, a wave of protests began, starting from the troubled region of Gaza and sweeping all the way to the White House. The spark that ignited these demonstrations was the ongoing Israel-Hamas conflict, a tangle of political, religious, and territorial disputes that have caused intermittent violence for years. Pro-Palestinian protesters picketed the White House Correspondents' Association dinner, an event that typically draws a crowd of 3,000, including celebrities, and is often a platform for the president to address the nation. But this year, the dinner was overshadowed by the protests outside. The demonstrators focused on President Joe Biden's support for Israel's military actions in Gaza and criticized Western media coverage of the conflict. Meanwhile, inside the dinner, the conflict received minimal mention. There was only a brief acknowledgement by the Correspondents' Association president. The contrast between the seriousness of the protests outside and the lighthearted banter inside was stark. The protests were not confined to the White House. They spread across the nation, reaching college campuses and even the homes of university deans. A pro-Palestinian rally at Columbia University led to the arrest of over 100 students and sparked a nationwide debate on anti-Semitism on college campuses. This issue grew so large that it attracted the attention of the White House, prompting a statement condemning anti-Semitism. In an unexpected turn of events, a Muslim law student from Berkeley Law School staged a protest at the home of the dean, advocating for divestment from companies supporting Israel. This led to a controversial confrontation and triggered discussions on the limits of free speech and campus activism. The protests also had an international ripple effect. Palestinian journalists called for a boycott of the White House Correspondents' Dinner, drawing attention to the high number of journalists killed in Gaza. This move further highlighted the global implications of the Israel-Hamas conflict. In summary, the recent Gaza protests have brought the Israel-Hamas conflict into the global spotlight, raising questions about media coverage, anti-Semitism, free speech, and international politics. The world watches and waits to see how these events will unfold and what changes they may bring.